Greetings, my dear beloved children. Today I will tell you about the way your interaction with the light forces occurs and what can be the sign of your having managed to contact them. I know that now many of you are trying to talk to your higher self, safeguard angel, to some of the ascended masters, and even to me. You are eager to gain the long-awaited unity with the light forces and establish communication with them so much. And the fact that you rush things often throws you back. The thing is that, my dear, just a wish is not sufficient in this case. A desire is often initiated by mind, your ego. Strive for breaking free from the bounds of the usual round and get exceptional and, as it seems to you, refined, divine abilities of communication with heavenly beings. As a matter of fact, you can communicate with the light forces on equal terms, just like with friends, for both you and they are particles of the whole one, with the only difference being in that at present you are embodied at the physical level and they are disembodied at the subtle level, and the only obstacle for your communication is a huge gap in vibrations preventing you from feeling and hearing each other. So, what should be done to make such contact real? Your vibration gap should be made as small as possible. Of course, you cannot ascend from the third dimension right to the sixth or the seventh one, but it is quite within your depth to ascend to the fifth dimension space by your conscience. And from there, you will now be able to reach the light forces, who in their turn will be able to do everything possible to descend to your vibration frequency. The fifth dimension can become some kind of frontier post for your communication with the light forces. And now many people's conscience has come close to the threshold of the fifth dimension. Not everybody is likely to succeed in finding themselves in this high vibration space all the time, since a lot of distracting factors drag you back into the third dimension again. But when you are calm and balanced, especially in the open air far from the city haste, and your conscience is free from all irrelevant thoughts, you are quite able to catch the wave of the light forces you would like to address. How can you avoid mistakes and prevent unwelcomed astral guests from penetrating your channel? First, you should not think about it. Just the thought of possibility for the astral beings to be pulled to you instead of the light forces can attract them. Second, you should have pure thoughts and desires to contact your heavenly patrons, not out of curiosity or to send a fox message, but on business indeed. You should not bother them about trifles. Do contact them only when you know there is the barest necessity for that. What do I mean by this expression? Before all, these are situations when your fate is at stake, when you must make a decision that can change your whole life completely, and when it is hard for you to arrive at the right decision yourself. In this case, the assistance of your higher self and your spiritual patrons cannot be overestimated, since they see all the possible developments and can point you out the most advantageous course of life for you and your family. And third, invoking some of your heavenly patrons, it is essential not to feel being a petitioner at a lower stage of development than they are, but to ask for their advice, as they are just equal, close, and more experienced friends of yours. It will be enough to minimize your vibration gap and feel your unity. I will tell you now about main signs you can rely on to make sure that you are really spoken to by the light forces, not somebody else. First, These are those feelings appear at your upper chakras and pineal gland. Some people's third eye may start pulsing, or you can simply feel it. Also, all your golden triangle can start pulsing. The 7th, the 6th chakras, and the pineal gland, or you can feel them overflowing with warmth. Anyway, the arrival of the light forces is perceived only by upper chakras. The sensations at the 5th chakra and lower are manifestations of astral beings or representatives of low vibration civilizations, and the chakra they vibrate at depends on the level they have come from. Sometimes friendly astral beings of upper level vibrating at the 5th chakra can also give you a good piece of advice, but you should be aware that they are not the light forces. Second, the feeling of gratitude that filled all your being. You perceive the presence of the energies of unconditional love and light in your energy space almost physically. You will feel this energy is alive, intelligent, and being able to talk. This is how the divine essence of disembodied representatives of the light forces shows in the outer world. Third, you will feel that this creature can hear you and is ready to interact with you. As a rule, the light forces communicate with people not by means of dictations, clear and distinct, which is astral beings' prerogative. They send into human conscience some kind of energy information packages that an individual should unpack themselves. Why does this happen? Of course, not to make your life harder, but to make you a full-fledged interlocutor, providing you with opportunity to participate in the conversation, taking into consideration your reality perception peculiarities. Thereby, the universe law of the free will is observed. Somebody else's opinion is not imposed on you. No ready-made decision is dictated, but some general information is supplied that you are to process on your own this time and contribute your individual way of understanding of the current events. Fourth, if you ask a specific question, the answer never arrives immediately. The higher powers do not like haste and fuss, since they exist in quite different space-time parameters. So, be very attentive. Your passionate desire to get the answer to your question right away, and especially the one you would like to get, can decrease your vibrations and attract astral beings to your channel who are always ready to give you any advice or answer. Any question of yours, assuming whoever the name you invoke at this moment. The higher power's answer can be rather unexpected for you, since your conscience is still not free from the patterns of the third dimension world. And at the subconscious level, you expect the information that corresponds to these patterns. Yet even if this answer puzzles you, be attentive to your feelings. Your soul will respond by all means and will give you a signal as warmth running all inside your body or some other pleasant sensations. Yet it is essential to switch off your mind at this moment that will immediately lead your way to the usual direction of the well-beaten track. Give yourself up to your inner feelings, the ones you get while communicating with the light forces,